Once upon a time, deep within the heart of the Amazon jungle, life was harsh and unforgiving. The air hung heavy, thick with humidity and the buzz of unseen insects. Yet amidst this oppressive heat, a miracle occurred. In a secluded part of the jungle, far from prying eyes and ears, a mother anaconda gave birth. Now, when anacondas have babies, it ain't no picnic. They don't lay eggs. Nah. Instead, they go all 9 months with the babies inside, getting bigger and stronger each day. And when it's time to bring him into the world, well, let me tell you, she's done. Once she pushes out her little snakes, she's not sticking around for cuddles or anything like that. Nope. Mom anaconda leaves the second those babies slither out. She's got zero interest in whether they live or die. She's off, looking for her next meal, leaving those tiny anacondas all on their own in the thick, warm, and humid air of the Amazon jungle. These little guys, now just a few feet long, scattered in all directions, each one trying to find its way in this unforgiving wilderness. One of them, well, we'll call him the hero anaconda. The hero anaconda, still unaware of the difference between giving birth and simply ejecting, slithered away from the others, his tiny heart beating against his ribs. He didn't know it yet, but he was a good brother. Even though there were dozens of them, only a handful would survive the dangers of the jungle. The rest would become a meal for some hungry predator or simply vanish without a trace. Being small had its advantages. It made him sneaky. He could hide in the tall grass or slip under bushes without being seen. And while his brothers and sisters were out exploring, he would stay put, patiently waiting for the right moment to strike. It wasn't easy. Most days, the little anaconda would go hungry, dreaming of the day when he'd be big enough to hunt and wouldn't have to rely on sheer luck to find a meal. And then one day, everything changed. He was just chilling near the river, minding his own business, when he spotted a lone frog hopping nearby. It was plump and juicy, the perfect meal for a little snake who'd been hungry for days. He froze, letting the frog come closer and closer. Just as it hopped within striking range, he struck. His jaws snapped shut with stunning speed, and the frog was gone. He swallowed, feeling the frog's slippery body slide down his throat. It was a good feeling, better than any he'd experienced before. This was the start of something big. After catching that first frog, his life changed. Every day was a chance to hunt and get bigger, stronger, and harder to find. And he took advantage of every opportunity. While other little anacondas struggled to find food, he was feasting and growing. But being an anaconda wasn't just about hunting. It was also about hiding. You see, his skin was the perfect blend of green and brown. He was almost invisible in the dense foliage and muddy waters of the jungle. When he slipped into the river, he could vanish in a flash, melting into the murky brown current. And when he rested on the river banks, he was almost impossible to see. That was his second advantage. As he grew, he learned to use his surroundings to his benefit, hiding among the tall grasses, under logs or near clumps of bushes. This helped him avoid predators and sneak up on his prey. But the jungle, as beautiful as it was, could also be a scary place. Jaguars, caimans, even large birds weren't afraid to hunt young anacondas, so he had to be cautious. If he wasn't careful, he could become someone else's meal. It wasn't all smooth sailing. There were times when he almost became prey himself. Once he remembered, he was hiding in the tall grass when a jaguar came prowling nearby. The jaguar, sleek and muscular, had seen him and a chase ensued. He ran as fast as his little legs could carry him, weaving through the trees and jumping over fallen logs. The jaguar closed behind, its hot breath on his neck. In the end, he managed to escape, but not before realizing just how dangerous the jungle could be. As he grew older, the jungle became less intimidating. Sure, there were still big monsters out there, but he wasn't just a helpless baby anymore. He was growing into a powerful snake. His scales hardened, making him tougher and more resistant to bites and scratches. And his teeth got longer and sharper, making it easier to hold onto his prey. As he grew bigger, his appetite grew bigger too. Fish and frogs weren't enough anymore. He started hunting bigger prey, like turtles, monkeys, and even deer. The thrill of the chase, the struggle of the hunt, it all filled him with a sense of power and satisfaction that he couldn't get anywhere else. As the hero anaconda grew up, he attracted attention, not just from the jaguars and caimans, but also from females. When a pretty female slithered into his life, he knew it was time to step up. He had to prove himself worthy. Now, when anacondas court, they do it in style. They rub against each other, intertwine their bodies, and dance around in the water. It's a grand affair, and he put on quite the show. He displayed his strength, showing off his size and power. He showed off his invisibility, slipping in and out of the water, never quite being seen properly. And he revealed his cunning, tricking potential rivals and showing them who was boss. In the end, he won her over. They mated, and she chose him to pass on his genes to the next generation. Months later, she disappeared into the bush to give birth. The baby anacondas, 20 to 40 of them, slithered into the world, looking just like him. He never saw them again. As the male anacondas, he had passed on his legacy, ensuring the continuation of his bloodline. But that didn't mean he was done. The jungle was vast, and he had barely scratched the surface. He continued hunting, exploring, and growing, driven by an insatiable hunger and thirst for adventure. Years turned into decades, and the hero anaconda grew into a massive beast, more than 15 feet long. His scales were worn like armor, his eyes sharp and knowing. He was a force to be reckoned with, but even at the top of the food chain, he knew he wasn't invincible. He felt the weight of his years in his aching bones and the weariness in his muscles. His legendary invisibility wasn't foolproof. Sometimes a clever bird or an inquisitive jaguar managed to catch a glimpse of him, and even his massive size and strength had limits. One day, he went after a giant tapir, an armored mammal that roamed the jungle. The chase was epic, a battle of wits and strength. But in the end, the anaconda couldn't get the better of the tapir's thick hide. It was a rare defeat. As the old anaconda grew weaker, he retreated to the safety of his own territory. It was a large area near a river, shaded by tall trees and full of prey. It was his sanctuary, and here he spent his final days, hunting small prey, basking in the sun, watching the jungle around him. He knew his time was limited. The jungle didn't care about his legendary status. It would swallow him just like it had countless others before him. Still, he wasn't afraid. He had lived a good life. He had hunted great prey, raised children, and had a territory to call his own. What more could he ask for? When it was his time to go, he didn't put up a fight. He simply faded away, slipping silently into the river, disappearing into the tangle of roots and bushes. As he vanished, the jungle rumbled and whispered, remembering the great anaconda. Now, his body might have rotted, his bones picked clean by scavengers, but his legend lived on in the rustle of the leaves and the murmur of the river. He became a story, a tale told by the fireflies and the moon, a memory carried by the wind and the rain. The jungle went on without him, but it would never forget the great anaconda, the king of the green hell. And somewhere, deep in the heart of the jungle, a new anaconda was born, starting the story all over again.